Ladies and gentlemen, every day is a new opportunity, a chance to reset, refocus, and realign with your goals and dreams. But the key to moving forward and making progress lies in what you tell yourself. Your inner dialogue shapes your actions, and your actions shape your reality. So what you say to yourself every day matters. The right words can fuel your motivation, strengthen your discipline, and remind you of the person you're striving to become. Start by telling yourself that you have the power to change. No matter where you are in life, no matter what challenges you've faced, you are never stuck. Change doesn't happen all at once. It happens in the small, consistent decisions you make every day. Remind yourself that every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to the life you want. Change begins with belief. Belief in your ability to adapt, grow, and improve. That belief is your foundation, and every time you take action, you reinforce it. Remind yourself that your habits define your future. The things you do every day are the building blocks of your success. It's not about what you do once in a while, it's about what you do consistently. Success isn't a matter of luck, it's a matter of discipline. Ask yourself each morning, what habits am I building today? And then commit to them. Whether it's exercising, reading, writing, or working on a goal, those daily actions compound over time. Never underestimate the power of small habits done well. Tell yourself that failure is part of the process. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned, but failure isn't the end. It's a stepping stone. Every mistake, every setback, and every disappointment is a lesson in disguise. They teach you resilience, they show you what doesn't work, and they sharpen your ability to keep going. Tell yourself, I will fail, but I will not quit. Failure only becomes final when you stop trying, and persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Remind yourself to focus on progress, not perfection. It's tempting to strive for flawless results, but perfection is an illusion that holds you back. Instead, celebrate the progress you make, no matter how small. Tell yourself, I'm better today than I was yesterday. Growth happens in the effort, in the trying, and in the learning. Let go of the pressure to be perfect and embrace the process of becoming. Every day, remind yourself to stay present. Life isn't just about reaching the next milestone, it's about living fully in the moment. Tell yourself this moment matters. Be mindful of your thoughts, your actions, and the people around you. Gratitude, focus, and awareness are what make life meaningful. When you fully engage with today, you lay the foundation for a better tomorrow. Speak to yourself with kindness. Too often we are our own harshest critics. We replay mistakes, doubt our abilities, and compare ourselves to others. But self-criticism doesn't create growth. Self-compassion does. Tell yourself, I am worthy, I am enough, I am capable. Encourage yourself like you would a friend. The way you treat yourself sets the standard for how you show up in the world. Finally, remind yourself that time is your most valuable resource. Each day is a gift, and how you spend it matters. Tell yourself, I will not waste today. Use your time to build, to grow, and to move closer to your dreams. Don't let distractions steal your focus or fear hold you back. Take bold steps toward the life you envision, because every moment counts. What you tell yourself every day has the power to shape your reality. Fill your mind with words that empower, inspire, and remind you of your purpose. Speak to yourself with intention and watch how your actions align with the life you want to create. Believing in your ability to change is the foundation of all personal growth. No matter where you are in life or how stuck you might feel at times, the power to transform yourself lies within you. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it is always within your control. The first step is realizing that you are not defined by your past mistakes, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are defined by your actions and the choices you make moving forward. And the beautiful thing is that you have the power to make different choices, to take different actions, and to chart a new course for your life, starting right now. Every journey of change begins with the belief that you can do it. If you don't believe that change is possible, you won't even try. Belief is the spark that ignites everything else. It's what drives you to take that first step, even when the road ahead seems unclear or intimidating. Without belief in your ability to change, you'll remain stuck in old patterns and habits, unable to break free. It's not about having everything figured out or knowing exactly how you'll succeed. It's about having the courage to believe in yourself enough to try. Change often feels overwhelming because we tend to focus on the end result, the person we want to become or the goal we want to achieve, and forget that it's the small steps that lead to big transformations. Every single action, no matter how tiny, is a step closer to who you want to be. And those small, consistent actions compound over time. The key is to focus on the process, rather than the outcome. It's easy to look at the end goal and feel defeated because it seems far out of reach. But the truth is, every day you show up, every small effort you make is moving you closer to that goal. And with each small success, your belief in yourself grows, creating a positive feedback loop that propels you forward. It's also important to recognize that change doesn't always happen in a straight line. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments of doubt, but those challenges are part of the process, not signs of failure. Every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. The key is to stay committed to your belief in yourself, even when things don't go according to plan. When you hit a roadblock, remind yourself that it's not the end of the journey. It's simply a detour. The path to change is rarely linear, but each step, whether forward or backward, is part of your growth. In the end, the belief that you have the power to change is what empowers you to take consistent action. Change isn't about waiting for the right moment or the perfect circumstances. It's about choosing to start now, taking the first step, and trusting that you have what it takes to keep going. Every moment is a chance to begin again, to make a new choice, and to move closer to the person you want to become. When you believe in your ability to change, you unlock the potential to create the life you've always dreamed of. Your habits shape your future in ways that are often overlooked. It's easy to focus on the big goals and think that they will be the things that determine your success, but the reality is that your daily habits are the ones that create lasting change. What you do every day, no matter how small, adds up over time to create the life you live. Whether you realize it or not, your habits are the invisible forces that drive you toward or away from your desired outcomes. Consistency is key when it comes to habits. It's not about making huge, drastic changes all at once, but about committing to small, manageable actions every day. The power of habits lies in their repetition. When you show up every day doing the things that align with your goals, you slowly begin to change the course of your life. Over time, these small actions compound, and what once seemed like an insignificant task becomes a cornerstone of success. For example, if you want to get healthier, it's not just about working out once in a while or eating one nutritious meal. It's about making consistent, intentional choices each day that build upon each other. Those choices, getting up early to exercise, choosing vegetables over processed foods, prioritizing sleep, compound into a lifestyle change that has a massive impact over time. The beauty of habits is that they can be created and modified at any time. If you're not happy with where you are in life, you don't have to wait for a big event or a dramatic change. You can start today by identifying the habits that will move you closer to your goals. Look at the things you do on a daily basis and ask yourself whether they are helping or hindering your progress. If your current habits aren't supporting your desired future, replace them with ones that do. The most successful people are not those who made one massive leap toward their dreams. They're the ones who made consistent, deliberate choices every single day. And the key to building successful habits is to start small. Trying to overhaul your entire life in one go is overwhelming and unsustainable. Instead, choose one habit to focus on at a time. It might be something as simple as writing down 3 things you're grateful for every morning or spending 10 minutes reading a book. Once you've mastered that habit, you can add another. Over time, the small things become second nature and they start to work for you instead of against you. These habits not only help you achieve your goals, but they also shape your identity. When you repeat an action every day, you begin to see yourself as the kind of person who prioritizes health, success, growth, or whatever your goals may be. The more you reinforce positive habits, the more you reinforce the identity that aligns with your future. Remember, success isn't about one grand effort. It's about what you do consistently, day after day. Your habits define who you are and who you're becoming. Take control of them and you take control of your future. The choice is yours. Make the habits that will lead you to success and make them a part of your daily life. The more you focus on your habits, the more you'll find that your future begins to take shape in ways you never imagined. Sustainable biblical lifestyle changes, as the average person's journey, are the ultimate tangible tool. Failure is often seen as a negative experience, something to be avoided at all costs, but in reality, failure is an essential part of the journey to success. It's not the end of the road, it's a step along the way, a lesson to be learned, and a necessary component of growth. Understanding and embracing failure as part of the process can transform the way you approach challenges and setbacks. Every successful person you admire has faced failure at some point in their life. What separates them from others is their ability to view failure not as a reflection of their worth or potential, but as an opportunity to learn, grow, and refine their approach. Failure teaches you things that success never can. When you fail, you learn what doesn't work. and that knowledge brings you one step closer to figuring out what does. Each failure, no matter how painful or discouraging, is an invaluable lesson in resilience, perseverance, and adaptability. Rather than avoiding failure, train yourself to welcome it as part of your growth. Remind yourself that every time you try something new, there's a chance you may not succeed right away, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's necessary. It's through failure that you discover your strengths and weaknesses, push beyond your comfort zone, and develop the skills you need to succeed. Think of failure as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. It's a natural part of the process of becoming better, smarter, and more capable. Failure also builds resilience. The more you fail and pick yourself back up, the stronger you become. Each time you experience a setback and continue moving forward, you build the mental and emotional strength to handle future challenges. It's easy to give up when things don't go as planned, but it's the people who keep going, even after facing failure, who ultimately achieve their goals. Every failure you encounter teaches you how to endure, how to adapt, and how to keep going, even when the road gets tough. It's also important to understand that failure doesn't define you. It refines you. When you fail, you don't lose your worth or potential. Instead, you gain wisdom and insight. You may not have succeeded in that moment, but you've gained valuable experience that will make you stronger and more prepared for future challenges. This shift in perspective can change the way you approach failure. Rather than seeing it as a negative outcome, you can see it as an essential part of the learning process. Finally, it's important to remind yourself that failure doesn't mean you've reached your limit, it means you're growing. It's a sign that you're pushing boundaries, stepping outside your comfort zone, and striving for something greater. If you're not failing at anything, it's likely because you're not challenging yourself enough. Success doesn't come from playing it safe or avoiding failure. It comes from embracing it, learning from it, and using it as fuel to move forward. So instead of fearing failure, embrace it. Tell yourself, I will fail, but I will not quit. Understand that failure is part of the path to success, and every failure is an opportunity to refine your approach, strengthen your resilience, and move closer to your goals. When you stop fearing failure and start using it as a tool for growth, you unlock the potential to achieve greatness. Striving for perfection can often feel like an admirable goal, but the pursuit of perfection can also be a trap. It's easy to fall into the belief that everything must be flawless in order to succeed. We place immense pressure on ourselves to perform at the highest level, and this pressure can become paralyzing. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. What truly matters is progress, the steady, ongoing effort to improve, learn, and grow, even if things aren't perfect along the way. When you focus too much on perfection, you become fixated on achieving an unattainable standard. This can lead to frustration, self-doubt, and ultimately inaction. You might hesitate to start a project because you're afraid it won't be perfect, or you might stop working on something because it's not up to your imagined ideal. The pursuit of perfection can cause you to miss out on opportunities and prevent you from taking the necessary steps to move forward. In contrast, focusing on progress allows you to celebrate the small wins, keep moving, and continuously build on your efforts. Progress is all about making small, consistent improvements. It's about understanding that every step, no matter how small, takes you closer to where you want to be. You don't need to get everything right from the beginning. What matters is that you keep trying, learning from your mistakes, and making incremental improvements along the way. Each day is an opportunity to grow, and every action you take, no matter how imperfect, brings you closer to your goal. The beauty of progress is that it's sustainable. It's not about having one perfect moment. It's about continuing to show up and take action every single day. Small, consistent steps create momentum, and over time, that momentum leads to significant results. By focusing on progress instead of perfection, you also give yourself the freedom to experiment and take risks. When you let go of the need for everything to be perfect, you create space for creativity, innovation, and growth. You can try new things without the fear of failing, knowing that mistakes are just part of the process. In fact, mistakes are often the best teachers. Each time you stumble or face a challenge, you learn something valuable that helps you improve moving forward. The goal isn't to avoid mistakes. It's to learn from them and keep moving forward with the knowledge you've gained. Focusing on progress also allows you to shift your mindset from self-criticism to self-compassion. When you constantly demand perfection, it's easy to become your own harshest critic, focusing only on what's wrong or what you haven't yet achieved. This kind of thinking can be discouraging and disheartening. On the other hand, when you focus on progress, you celebrate your efforts and acknowledge the growth you've made. You become your own biggest supporter, recognizing that each step forward, no matter how small, is an accomplishment in itself. Progress is what leads to long-term success and fulfillment. Perfection is fleeting and unattainable, but progress is something you can sustain and build upon every day. When you stop chasing perfection and start embracing progress, you create a path forward that is filled with growth, learning, and continual improvement. The journey becomes more enjoyable and the results more meaningful. So instead of striving for perfection, focus on making progress every day. Celebrate your improvements, however small, and use them as fuel to continue moving forward. In time, the accumulation of progress will create the success you're looking for. Staying present in the moment is one of the most powerful tools for creating a fulfilling and productive life. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to become overwhelmed by everything happening around you, your to-do list, the demands of others, or worries about the future. But the truth is, the only moment you can truly control is the one you're in right now. When you focus on the present, you not only enhance your productivity and well-being, but you also increase your sense of fulfillment and purpose. Living in the present means fully engaging with the moment without letting your thoughts wander to what happened yesterday or what might happen tomorrow. It's about being intentional in everything you do, from the smallest tasks to the biggest decisions. When you stay present, you stop reacting to the noise around you and start focusing on what matters most. You become more aware of your surroundings, your thoughts, and your feelings, which allows you to make better decisions, improve your relationships, and take action with clarity and purpose. One of the biggest challenges to staying present is the tendency to get caught up in worry. Our minds often drift to the future, imagining worst-case scenarios or stressing over what's to come. But the future is uncertain, and worrying about it only robs you of the power you have in the present. When you shift your focus to the here and now, you free yourself from the weight of future uncertainty. You recognize that worrying doesn't change anything, it only holds you back from fully living in the moment. By letting go of worry, you give yourself the mental space to focus on what's in front of you, and in doing so, you empower yourself to take action and make progress. Staying present also helps you appreciate the small moments that often go unnoticed in the rush of daily life. We often spend our days chasing the next big achievement or planning for the next milestone, but it's the small moments, those fleeting interactions with friends, the satisfaction of completing a simple task, or the quiet moments of reflection that add up to a life well lived. When you are present, you can savor these moments, recognizing their value and allowing them to bring you joy. You begin to see beauty in the everyday, and in turn, your sense of gratitude and fulfillment grows. Being present also strengthens your relationships. When you are truly engaged with someone in a conversation or activity, you show them respect and appreciation. Your attention is not divided between your phone, your thoughts, or other distractions. Instead, you're able to listen deeply, respond thoughtfully, and connect on a deeper level. This presence in your relationships builds trust and understanding, fostering stronger connections with those around you. Staying present helps you perform at your best. When you focus on the task at hand, whether it's a project at work or a personal goal, you can give it your full attention and energy. You're less likely to make mistakes, miss details, or become overwhelmed by the bigger picture. The more you engage with the present moment, the more efficient and effective you become. Your mind is clear, your body is energized, and your actions align with your goals. In a world that encourages multitasking and constant distraction, staying present requires intentionality. It means choosing to be mindful of where your focus lies, letting go of distractions, and fully embracing the now. When you live in the present, you unlock your potential to make meaningful progress, appreciate life's blessings, and connect with others in a more profound way. Being present isn't just a practice. It's a way of life that leads to a deeper sense of peace and purpose. The way you speak to yourself matters more than you might realize. The internal dialogue you carry has a profound impact on how you feel about yourself, the decisions you make, and the actions you take. When you practice positive self-talk and treat yourself with kindness, you foster an environment of growth, confidence, and resilience. The words you choose to speak to yourself shape your reality. So it's crucial to practice compassion and encouragement, especially in moments of doubt or struggle. We are our own harshest critics. We tend to focus on our flaws, mistakes, and shortcomings, reinforcing a negative narrative that undermines our confidence and self-worth. This self-criticism can become a cycle, leading to feelings of inadequacy and even self-sabotage. When you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, not capable enough, or not deserving of success, you begin to believe it. The truth, however, is that everyone has weaknesses and makes mistakes, but these do not define your value or potential. By speaking to yourself with kindness, you shift the narrative and open yourself up to growth and possibility. Positive self-talk doesn't mean ignoring your flaws or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging your mistakes, learning from them, and choosing to move forward with a sense of self-compassion. Instead of saying, I failed, I'm terrible at this, you can say, I made a mistake, but I'm learning and getting better. This shift in mindset allows you to see failure as an opportunity to grow rather than a reflection of your worth. You become more patient with yourself and more focused on progress rather than perfection. Kindness toward yourself also strengthens your resilience. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and difficult moments. When you face these obstacles, it's easy to become discouraged or give up. However, if you speak to yourself with encouragement and understanding, you give yourself the strength to keep going. Instead of thinking, I'll never be able to do this, try reminding yourself, I have faced challenges before and I've come through stronger. I can handle this too. This kind of self-talk builds a foundation of inner strength that helps you persevere through tough times. Self-compassion also fosters a sense of gratitude and mindfulness. When you treat yourself with kindness, you begin to recognize the value of your efforts, even the small ones. Instead of constantly focusing on what you haven't achieved or what you could have done better, you celebrate what you have accomplished. This gratitude reinforces a positive outlook and encourages you to keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps may seem. When you practice self-compassion, you learn to appreciate your journey, your growth, and the progress you've made, rather than fixating on any perceived lack of progress. Positive self-talk has a direct impact on your confidence and belief in yourself. The more you affirm your strengths, capabilities, and potential, the more you reinforce your self-worth. When you speak to yourself with kindness, you build a sense of trust in your abilities. You stop doubting your worth and start seeing yourself as someone capable of achieving great things. This confidence translates into action, motivating you to take risks, pursue goals, and show up as your best self every day. In a world that often emphasizes external validation, the most powerful form of validation comes from within. By speaking to yourself with kindness, you nurture your mental and emotional well-being. You give yourself the support and encouragement you need to keep growing, learning, and striving for success. Positive self-talk doesn't just improve your mindset, it also improves your quality of life. It creates a more fulfilling, empowering experience where you feel capable, resilient, and worthy of all the good things that come your way. The key to living a life of fulfillment, growth, and success lies in the small, consistent choices you make each day. What you tell yourself, how you approach challenges, and the mindset you carry all play a critical role in shaping your future. By focusing on the present moment, embracing failure as a lesson, and committing to progress instead of perfection, you set yourself up for continuous improvement. You begin to understand that your habits, your self-talk, and the way you show up every day are what create the life you want. It's easy to become discouraged, overwhelmed, or bogged down by life's challenges, but remember that every small action counts. Every day is an opportunity to start fresh, to improve, and to move closer to your goals. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal conditions. It's about making the most of what you have right now, with the knowledge that each small step forward is bringing you closer to the life you envision. Be patient, be kind to yourself, and trust in the process. The future you want is built one small decision, one small habit, and one small step at a time. Keep moving forward with confidence, knowing that every day is a chance to grow, learn, and create the life you desire.